Alright, let's go over the supplies you need to hook up a typical LED signal on your layout. Alright, first thing I use, I'm a DCC user. I use NCE power cab. For all my controllers and everything, controllers, turnout controllers, and signals, I use a DC regular controller. Alright, this saves power for your precious DCC system. I don't even have a booster on mine, so you know that's just the decided to just put everything through there. And if I have problems with my signals and stuff like that, I know maybe that's gone bad, which occasionally does have. I think one of them have gone bad, but it just comes on when I turn my power on, and all my turnouts and are powered, and all my signals are powered. So power pack. This is a MRC200. You can get it for 25 bucks, 25 bucks, maybe even cheaper at some of the train shows. You can buy one for new for probably twice that. So all depends on you. All right, moving on over here. First thing you're going to need is a double pole, double throw, double pole. I don't know how it goes. What exactly is this thing called? A toggle switch. That means middle is off, you have a power, you have on, and then top is on. Okay, so the middle is off. On the very back of it, got to make sure this is also true. You should have 6 connections. These actually have the screw-in connections, which are nice. And this is a very large toggle. You can get some of the smaller ones. Look online. You can find them a lot cheaper than you go to Radio Shack. This is probably going to cost you about 5 bucks. Even though some of the smaller ones you might get 2 for 4 bucks. I think I recently got some online. I can't think of the place I got them. Maybe I'll include it in the video where a slight interruption there. But getting back to the toggle, it's got to have 6 connections on the back. And so moving from there, I have, you don't have to have these, but I do recommend them. This is just a pair of jumper cables. Everybody knows what jumper cables are. All right, it's got 4 alligator clips that are soldered on, and this just makes hooking up things. You can just grab wires and hook them to the toggle and stuff like that. Just makes things easier. All right, you got to know how to solder. I've got my trusty soldering iron over here. Actually, I guess I can show you. It's right here. Got a nice little holder. Gotta be able to solder when you do this. It's part of the hobby. You gotta be able to do that. So good soldering iron. Sticking with the solder, of course, you gotta have some solder. You can go with, I just have regular silver bearing solder that's 96.4 lead free. And probably the most important thing to go with the soldering is Oatly lead-free tinning flux. You put it on the wires, makes it connect almost instantly. You get a little fry in there of the liquid heating up, but bonds, and the bonds are very good. So this is one of those things. Soldering before this stuff was nerve-wracking, but once you get this, soldering is piece cake. So, and then you got to have your typical signal. All right. We'll go over this, show you later on how to hook this up, and this is what I'm going to hook up. All right, so those are your major things you need to have. You probably need to have any other things. Of course, anytime you're using soldering, electrical, make sure you test things out. All right, blown bulbs when you're novice is going to happen. All right, you got to have resistors with LEDs. Simple. All right, you got to have that because you're getting ready to throw. I think 12 volts, or I could be wrong on my terminology there. It's gonna blow. So that's why you have to have the resistors, and make sure, you know, if you look at your resistors, I've got them bagged up here. This is a 470. If your thing is calling for a 390, and you have a 470, you should be fine. As long as it's higher than your number, you're good. The same or higher, not less. Okay. So that's your parts, and let's get to wiring this signal up. Alright, we're back. This is the back of the DC control pack. We've got a variable DCC, and then we got the accessories. Now you would think Variable is actually when you do the track and everything if you're running regular DC. But you think the accessories signals would be AC, so it's kind of a trick. It goes with the variable DC. What I do, I've got what's called jumper wires. All right, and all they do is little alligator clips. Just make sure they don't touch. That's always a problem. Make sure they don't touch, and I just clip them on there. This is great for testing because sometimes you're going to have to test them, because sometimes if you put these wires on incorrectly, you've got to switch them around. That's just how the toggles. I don't know how that works. Also, the power, how much power you give, I usually do about halfway, but the more power, the brighter your LEDs will be. And actually, of course, the on-off switch, you know what that's for. And on the backs, or the direction sign, or the direction switch, actually will also control if your LED even works or not. I'll show you that here in a second. Going back here, let's zoom in here. All right, picked up these signals off of, I think it's off of eBay. Yeah, it's a pretty good looking signal. Not much on that base. It's a green, yellow, and of course red. All right, like a typical stoplight, but we're doing the signals. Now, for me, with 3 different LEDs, with this double pole, double throw switch, you've got down, which is one color, and then of course off is the middle, and then up is the other color. So it only leaves you with 2 colors. So you got to pick which you want to use, and most people are going to go with the red and the green. All right, which makes sense. I do use the yellow and the red, but we're always probably going to use the red. That's guaranteed. But we're going to go with the red and green today. And actually, I'm just going to show you the red because you can kind of figure it out from there. All right, we've already got one wired in here. So let's look at the back of this toggle here. All right, here's our jumper wires going into the middle. All right, of course, the wires would be soldered right into it. The middle of it's got 6 connections on the back, and this is a big toggle. You probably want to do a little smaller one, but it's all up to you. This is a good one for demonstration here. All right, we've got 6 different attachments back here. All right, to sum it up, the 2 in the middle go to the power supply. All right, your colors, and if you can see, I'll go back to this one here. If we can look here, we've got 4 different wires. All right, one is a common. That's all 3 of them. Common would be the one that is silver here, which would be that one. And I would say red goes to, I guess, the red signal. White and blue, which makes you want to, maybe they had those colors on sale and this guy made these. Blue, I would probably say is green, and then I would say yellow would be the white. That would be my guess. All right. So now, one important thing you got to remember: a standard right down here. This is old Tomar 3-light vertical switch, but pretty much all your resistors are pretty much the same. We've got the part numbers here, but this goes with the actual what's the word I'm looking for? The resistor. All right, we have a 390, which is a green, 560, which is yellow, and then 1500, which is a red. We're going to be hooking up a red today, and you can look at our resistors and tell, or just buy them. If you've got a Radio Shack in your town, you can actually order them from what is the company that still makes them? That's a great question. Tomar actually makes their own, which is sitting right there. Duh. Oh, it's not a late night or early morning. It's the middle of the afternoon. Rain should be working by now. All right. So I'll take that away. All right. So we know what the 2 middle ones are, which are already hooked up. And so the resistor will go with the color. As you can see, I have a 15 ohm resistor hooked up into my red wire, and then I have my common, which goes to all of them, and it goes over here to the other side. So resistor to your color for your LED, And then over here on the other side, you have your common that just hooks right in. And I just got an extra yellow wire on there to make it a little bit longer. All right, this common will also have to go down to the other side, and your other color would also connect with your resistor. So if you're going to do that other side. All right, so we've already got this sucker hooked up, and I already knew it works because I had to sit here and mess with it. So let's go ahead and test it out. So the first thing, just put your power for your power pack to about 50% or about halfway, and then turn your switch on. All right, make sure, we look over here, make sure, I've made these jumpers just out of wire, just make sure they're not touching. They're close, but they're not. And then of course right here, make sure these guys are not touching because you get a little spark. All right, and so we're going to turn the sucker on. All right, should be humming and everything like that. And then we'll bring our switch down, and if we push it up, of course I'm going to push it the wrong way. All right, we push it up, and then boom. Now for some reason the red LED is in the middle, which you're probably like, that's kind of different. It's just how they're wired up, so you can't really control unless you want to go up into that and change that. But and of course if we to the middle, it goes to off, and then of course we don't have the other one hooked up. All right, let me show you something that'll mess you up. Now we can do the brightness here on your power. See, I can make it even brighter, and then I can actually back it down a little bit. And I keep mine about, yeah, I'd probably do about 40 because that's plenty bright. Maybe not even that bright. You can probably go down to about 25%. Probably don't want to do 100. See how bright that sucker is. So we'll keep it at about 30, 25, somewhere in there. Now let me show you the direction switch here. Let me flip it, if you can hear it. Crazy, isn't it? Why would the direction switch actually cut off your LED signal? Good question. Probably has to do with you probably hook your wires up different the other way it would actually work. So LED. Now of course you would take this toggle here, hook it up to your fascia, and then you would control your, of course, run your wires to wherever it's going to, and then you can have your own signals. All right, we have a restricted, all right, here at, oh, where are we at BY or Battlefield Yard or whatever you want to call it, whatever your junction is, or signal spot. So this is got a couple people have emailed me, and just wanted to had one here recently and just wanted to, this is an easy how to do thing. I suggest the jumper wires because they help you, they can switch your things around. So if you hook them, you solder them in wrong, then you got to unsolder them and switch them around. The jumper wires help me in with a lot of different things, and they just grab onto things. So I hope you enjoy this. Just a little, you can do your signals the old-fashioned way instead of block detecting and JMRI. Not that I'm against JMRI. I think it's a great thing for a hobby, but that's time I just don't have in this hobby. And so, all right, guys, I will see you next time.